Hey, that's what it's going to look like when you're done up to this stage. And see, I had to be really careful along here. That's all still flush and stuff because the tile, I don't want to extend the tile any further than that. In fact, the edge of the cabinet here, I don't know if it sticks out this far. And with the bullnose trim on the course, we'll just have to see where this edge of the tile ends. I don't want it necessarily to end there, do I? Because then the grout line is not gonna fix this. But I'm gonna have to extend the tile at least out to that line. Do you see what I mean? To cover that. And the same with that end over there. And the funny thing, when I was getting this off and pushing down on here, this right here, there's no backing from about here to there. This just pushes down. And it's like those turkeys, whoever installed that, they didn't put backing all the way around there. And see, that particular cabinet is one that fits in the corner like that. It's got a Lazy Susan in there and stuff. And the cabinet end probably doesn't go all the way there. It probably runs short. And then they didn't finish off the little pieces. So when I take this off, I'm going to have to extend, put a little piece of 1x4, a 1x3 pine in there, screw it, glue it to the wall, a little piece there and a little piece there for the backing for the countertop. Enough of that for now, but hey, this is how it's going to look. And it's about 3:30 now, and I started this probably 11 o'clock-ish for just this one little section. So that gives you an idea how long that's going to take. That's if you're trying to save your cabinets and being careful and stuff. That was about 4.5 hours. And I'm gonna knock off for today, get cleaned up a little bit and rest a little bit and get ready for my next go tomorrow. So today is Wednesday. I've got this far. So now Thursday, I don't know how far I'll get tomorrow. I probably should make a goal for myself. The goal for myself, and granted, I'll be able to work most of the day. I'll be able to start earlier than 11 o'clock. My goal would be to take all of this out and the backsplash up to around the sink and leave the sink for Friday, to disconnect the sink, disconnect the water, get the faucet out of there, get the garbage disposal out of there, do all that kind of stuff. That way I get most of my dust and everything taken care of tomorrow. And I noticed there's one little spot over there where my plastic got a little bit loose. See? And so before I start tomorrow, I have to remember to kind of roll that back up, put a couple more little pieces, boop, 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 down in there, because I'll be working over there. I'm trying to keep all this dust to a minimum. Now granted, when you get all done, you're gonna have dust in the other rooms and down your hallway and all that kind of stuff. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, because what happens is, even if I would have put masking tape all the way down that side, even if I would have put masking tape all the way down this thing, okay, where I've been going in and out, okay? When you take your plastic down, your plastic, it has dust. This is all dusty now. And the floors, I'll have to sweep up the floors and all that kind of stuff. But when you take the plastic down, you're going to create a little mini hurricane in itself by just this whooshing down. You can do this as carefully as you can. I don't care how many people you use. You're bound to have some of this dust fly off the backside of the plastic. And as you're rolling up the plastic down on the ground and all that kind of stuff, it's just a given. I don't care what you do. You're going to have dust everywhere else. So on this floor, when I get all done on the floor, I'm going to have to sweep it, vacuum it, or dust mop it, wet mop it, something. It did pretty good you see there's no real dust on there. And that's just because it got loose up there, most of it hit this plastic, and I was working on that other counter in the far corner, okay? And so I've kept it to a pretty bare bones minimum, haven't I? And so I'm liking what I've done so far. I've only gone out to the dumpster. Well, I've gone out to the dumpster maybe 5 times, and now I've got this stuff here to go down there maybe 4 times, 4 or 5 times to the dumpster. No biggie. Okay. And so tomorrow, you see how much there is here. That bit would take me over to about there, and then so I've got about twice as much, almost twice as much to go tomorrow. But my goal will be on Thursday to take all that up, take the trim up around here, because see there's trim that goes all the way around. I have to be real careful with that. Real careful all the way around there. Real careful taking that backsplash off, scraping that stuff off. See, I got all the clumps off. Do you see any holes? Do you see any holes in the sheetrock? I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to have at least this, depending who installed it, what type of material they use. See, that stuff, they just put globs on the back side of the tiles, and then they did that. And instead of the lines with the trowel, you know, if they would have had lines with the trowel, I don't know. I don't know if it would have come off as easily. Might have come off even harder. I'm not quite sure. But that was the ticket, man. Take all your bottom stuff off first, then use that as a wedge and lift those. You're lifting those up off the wall. You're not pushing them into the wall. You're lifting them off the wall like I did and pop them off there. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for today. Well, that's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Whew. Whew. Now do you see why I use that thicker cardboard material, dense material on the floor rather than the craft paper? Hey, if I only had craft paper and that's all I knew, I would have put craft paper down on the floor and still been as careful as I could. And I was still really careful, and I probably could have gotten by that way. But most people, you know, if you get this stuff here, and like I say, they didn't used to carry this stuff years ago. All they had was craft paper. So I only saw this maybe a couple years ago. I always keep my eyes open when I go to the Home Depot or to the hardware store to see what other types of products they have coming out in the future or in the present that I should know about. And had I not been keeping my eyes open, I wouldn't have known about this stuff. But I'm liking this stuff. It's really dense. I didn't cut any of it when I installed it. I did not cut any of it with a sheetrock knife. I used some tin snips, and I cut it that way. It didn't take that long. It wasn't that big of a deal. And it went down pretty good. And I'm liking that stuff. I don't really have a need to use that stuff very often. But this is one of the jobs that I thought I should use it on. Now, speaking of this flooring stuff, you've been watching my videos. You've seen that down this hallway I ran that same material all the way down here, all the way along over here, underneath here. You might think, hey, Joe, why didn't you just put it where your plastic area is? Did you really have to do it over here? Well, it's kind of thick, and I wanted to try it out, and I had enough, so I thought I'll just put that underneath there to minimize any scratching that maybe the refrigerator would do as it's going back in. And I'm going to have construction workers here after I get that countertops all clean and stuff. The countertop guys are going to be here in the next few days, and I thought, well, since I'm going this far, why not go ahead and do this? That protects it from them coming in and out, from them dropping anything, dropping any tools, and that sort of thing, you know. So it didn't really take me that much longer to do that. I don't know when I'm going to use this material next. And a few days after the countertops come, then I got to get the plumber in here, and he's going to be slopping all his tools in here, crawling in and doing work underneath the sink. That's why I put a double layer right in there for him to hook up the sink, the new garbage disposal, all that kind of stuff. And I figured, hey, shoot, why not? And then a couple days after that, we're getting a new washer and dryer, a stackable washer and dryer, and they've got to huff it up these stairs. And I figure, hey, I might as well protect the floor on that too. Seems as though I'm going through all this work, having them get the old washer and dryer down here, having them put the new washer and dryer up here. In fact, I might even put a little piece of cardboard in here too before they come to protect the floor. But they've got these straps that they put around their shoulders and underneath, and it's really amazing how easy it looks to lift washer and dryers when you have that type of strapping. They're gonna almost run up and down these stairs with the old washer and dryer. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do the new washer and dryer because it's stackable, and we got a little ceiling section up in there, and I'm hoping they can lift it straight up and over, boom, 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 because they won't be able to really carry it lengthwise with those straps. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how they're going to do that. So for all of those different reasons, you know, I thought I would put this stuff down on the floor in the hallway as well. So see, even after the washer and dryer come and stuff, after the countertops get installed, after the plumber's here, then I'm going to take this and I'm going to leave all the flooring material, this matting stuff down until they're all done. Then before I slide this back into place, I'll just I'll remove the paper that's going to go underneath the refrigerator and pull it out probably at least to there, that long area, and I might have to cut that back. I'll just have to measure the depth and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll leave this down all on the floor until I swivel that back in there, because if you got new flooring, if you got good flooring, you might want to protect it, because with it being over here, and when you get it over that way, granted it's got wheels on it, and I'm going to make big wide sweeping turns. You don't want to turn it too sharp. That way you're using the edge of your wheels, and you're liable to put scratches on your new flooring, on your tile, on your grout lines, on your laminate wood flooring, on your linoleum, all that kind of stuff. For all of those reasons, you know, I'm going to leave this stuff down until I jockey it back into place. Then I can pull up the rest of it. As it was, when I took it out, I had to be real careful, and I was holding my mouth just right and stuff as I was sliding it, kind of pulling it and making wide sweeps and stuff to get it all the way over here. And it didn't do anything. This is a brand new vinyl planking flooring. It didn't put any scratches, marks on it, or anything like that. And so I was good to go for that. But hey, you might as well be safe rather than sorry. Hey, so of course I'm going to make more videos of this project. What am I going to show tomorrow? Well, more of the same as removing this. Now granted, I didn't show you how I pulled up the concrete and the wire, and I'll do some of that tomorrow, and I'll just show some more stuff. So if you're inclined, if you've been watching the videos up to here, you might as well watch the next part of this video series, because you never know. I never know from video to video what I'm going to say next, what I've already said on a previous video, what I haven't said yet, and all that kind of stuff. You want to keep watching me. Yes, I'm doing this all by myself. Me, myself, and I, the three amigos. And if you want to continue watching this, please stick around. Hey, well, if you will remember on a previous episode, I told you that this is a cast iron sink. It's got a garbage disposal on it. And when I take it out, I I think I'm going to put it for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And what I should have done, man, dabbly nabbit, I should have taken a picture of it prior to starting the work and having the counters all dusty and all that kind of stuff. And later on, before I start ripping this countertop out tomorrow, maybe I'll wipe this area down, or just get a picture, rinse the sink out or something, take a picture of that, take a picture of the garbage disposal underneath, and put it on Facebook Marketplace. And I might even have it sold the day that I take it out, or over the weekend. If I post it, I could take a picture of it today, which is Wednesday, and it will be up there for Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. Somebody could pick it up Friday afternoon or over the weekend, and I'll bet you I can make some money on that. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to ask. I'm going to look at the garbage disposal underneath. I think it's still in really good shape, and it's a nice sink. It's held up. It's an Elger. It's 15 years old. Somebody could do some good work with that thing, because have you priced cast iron sinks? If you need a cast iron sink, and if you're going to place it down on top of the counter, which more times than not nowadays they put them underneath the counters, okay, they're about $1,000 or so at the store. So I might be able to sell that and the garbage disposal for $200, $225 maybe. I'll see. I'll look and see if there's any other ones on Facebook Marketplace, see what costs those are, and if anybody knows the cost of those, they'll know that they're getting a good deal, okay? So remember that could pay for your additional tools that you need to do a project like this. You'll have those tools for next time. All the fringe benefits of doing things yourself. Why pay someone else when you can do it yourself? I have no idea. So just remember, when you're taking things out, if you think you can sell it on Facebook Marketplace, do it. You never know what you're gonna get until you try. Now, food for thought here. I just got done taking this out. That made a big, huge mess. And when I take up everything around here, I'm going to be constantly having stuff wanting to go in here. I'm going to have to, I guess I can just put some paper towel or something down in the holes and stuff, because granted, if I try to take this out towards one of the first things, then I'm going to have a hole here in the cabinet, aren't I? And everything's going to get in here. So I think my best bet is to leave this sink in here until the end. That way we can use it for a couple more days if we need it.